G'day all, Glenn here from Aluen CAP / Lyson, Australia. Here we are in drought-ridden Mudgee at the moment, not very pretty. Here we've got Matt, we're just putting in Aluen CAP, probably the first Aluen CAP in Australia to go in actually. Pretty exciting. What are you up to, Matthew?
So this is a double brood chamber hive. I'm just gonna have a quick look to see how much brood is in the second box. Typically, if you were running double brood chambers, you actually need to use a treatment per brood chamber. So one treatment is 4 strips, but given that we're going into winter, if there's no brood up here for the mite to enter, then they're not going to go up here anyway.
Okay, so normally you'd be putting 8 strips in there if you had double brood.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm just assessing it, trying to make sure that whatever I do, I'm going to make sure they get through winter. My inspections aren't really for whether I should treat them. It's whether they have any other problems that would mean they're going to die regardless of whether I treat them. So I'm just doing brood inspections, making sure there's no disease, and then putting a treatment in regardless of that, regardless of any other factors. So there's no brood whatsoever in the top box, so we'll just set it to the side.
So these are the Lyson poly boxes. Great for insulation, great for brood. One of the things with the brood, isn't it, Matt? They sort of spread the brood all the way around instead of just in the centre. Yeah,
even going into winter, they'll have brood on the walls of the hive.
It just gets down to the insulation factor.
Because honey's a very good insulator, so normally they'll have a frame of honey, or a frame of pollen, then a frame of honey on the edge of the hive, summer and winter. But they seem to be happy to put brood right to the edge. Okay, so I've got 1 frame of brood, 2.
Can we have a look at a frame of brood, please? A little bit of room.
Yeah, they've still got enough room. You don't really want more than 3-4 frames for them to produce brood in going into winter. Although they have a lot of resources, so it's not really a problem. And that's a pollen frame. Okay. Alright.
So how many strips are you going to be putting in this hive?
I'll just be putting 4. It is a larger colony. It doesn't hurt to have extra strips. They just probably won't do.
So you've got it taped up?
Yeah. Got it taped up. I was doing treatments yesterday. I just sealed it up. These were the ones I was using last night. So I'll use the rest of them today. Red chemical gloves are great PPE, but they're very difficult.
So you were using this over in Argentina, weren't you, when we went 3 years ago?
Yeah, so 3 years ago I was there for 4 weeks assessing the treatment in their hives, seeing mite counts and mite drops after treatment. I've been very excited for it to come to Australia for the last 3 years, dealing with synthetic chemicals, contaminating my beeswax, contaminating my honey, having to mark brood frames so that I know that I put Apivar in them because they're now contaminated honey frames. So it's going to be great having a treatment that doesn't destroy my beeswax and waste honey frames for me.
Yeah, a bit of a resistance problem a little while ago, didn't you?
Yeah, Baverol just stopped working, and I lost nearly 100 hives from that. So again, it'll be good to have a treatment that doesn't actually have any chance of having resistance.
2 months, 2 months prior to us getting the Aluen CAP in, which was quite devastating. So normally you'd put it in a square pattern. You're putting it in that position. Why is that, Matt?
Just centering them around where the brood is. Because it's going into winter, there's no point putting them on frames that are just pure honey. Obviously you'll do some effect if you have them on frames where the honey is, because there'll still be bees, you know, guarding it, but the best place to have them is in the center of where the brood nest is, so any mites that are hatching during winter get caught and killed.
Quite a user-friendly product, obviously. It's very different than the homemade strips out there, obviously made with the same products, but manufacturing is very, very different. The strips and the machine have been patented over in America that make these strips, and they've had great success in Argentina using these, so we're very, very excited to be helping the beekeeping community with these working. Okay, Matthew, thank you. I think that's a bit of a wrap. Hopefully it's been informative, people. Thanks very much.